His two best players, two of the world's best 5 or 6 batsmen, both with the ability to counter-attack, quickly take the game away from England. Look at that timing, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a different game here for these two. England are trying to keep David Warner off strike. Steve Smith is in good form, coming off runs for New South Wales. And I think you'll see here this scoreboard start to tick over.
That's as straight as you want to get, and that's why you stay wide.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. 1-0, Steve Smith. Deep man for protection. Look to get him LBW. Steve Smith, class. Straight down the ground. Full face of the bat. Good balance.
What's up in there? Is it safe? Oh, it is. Bit of fortune there for the skipper. We'll bring up the 100 for Australia, but there's a couple out there for that shot, and that wasn't a mile away. He's got that fine. That's another 4.
Suddenly, 2 boundaries in this over for Steve Smith. You don't want to let him off, Steve Smith, because he'll punish you.
There's not as much spin, just the odd one will turn, but not consistently like yesterday. Well, full bunger, and he doesn't miss out. He's class player, Steve Smith. He's hanging in there, he's showing his patience, he's fighting hard, and that's a good 4. Going to hand. It was Nathan Lyon yesterday who created a run out. What can England produce tonight, or is it Shaun Marsh and Steve Smith to keep it going?
Point as soon as he came out to bat. That's a lovely cricket shot.
Well played, Steve Smith. Five for 197. Well, that's great driving in the ball. Well, there's the advantage of playing back. It makes the bowler over pitch in the end.
Always said if you're a back foot player, you'll never get yorked. Basically because it's guys who are coming forward who, in essence, most times york themselves. But as a back foot player, very, very hard to york a back foot player.
So, yes, it's been good from Joe Root, but he hasn't, I reckon, in the last sort of today and a bit of that, yes, they haven't tried to get him out. They've just tried to bore him out.
Around the wicket now, Broad. He does drive and brings up the 100. The first of the Ashes summer, and how appropriate. It goes to the Australian skipper, Steve Smith.
Well played, Steve Smith. That'll be very, very satisfying. There's some knocks that we've been talking about. There was a lot of skill. This has been the patience of Steve Smith and what it means to him to be skipper at this side and what is required. The captain's delivered. Super stuff from Steve Smith. Yes, through the gap. Smith to 107.
Really strong-minded player. But you just give him the slightest hint of something loose. He doesn't miss too often. And there's a lot of shots that he'll pick you off with.
Oh, shot. He's only expecting short stuff. He loved it that he could stay outside the line of the ball and play the cut.
Be very inventive on that occasion.
Flicks it away nicely. Controls it beautifully. Australia have got the lead.
Wow, and how vital is this going to be? How vital? These are now bonus runs. He saw a short leg or a leg gully even, and he just picked it up and helped it on its way. Stuart Broad at that leg gully is now going all the way back down to the boundary.
Down past the bowler. Beautifully timed again from Smith. Waited for the right one. Found the gap. Quality batting. 9 for 315.
That's a great stroke. Quickly into position, knew exactly where he was hitting it. Always been a very good player of the pull stroke.
Which is into his 24th over. He's normally around the 140 mark. He's around the 130 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fielders on the fence. He's faced 324 balls.
Hold everything. And to applaud that innings. A magnificent performance by Steve Smith. One for the ages.